Oh, that's really difficult to turn. Sudden loss of power steering is one of the top 5 problems that we're going to talk about today on this Fiat 500. And in my opinion, it is a safety issue, so stay tuned to learn more about it. Our first problem is going to be clunking coming from the front struts, and it'll be more noticeable when you turn the vehicle and at low temperatures. So if it's cold outside, it's going to do it a lot more. Now, it actually comes from the bump stops that's built into the struts, but you don't just replace those. Typically, you do the whole assembly, and when you do one, you want to do the other side. So you would want to buy both from oneauto.com as a kit and replace them both at the same time, and don't forget to get an alignment after any suspension work is done, and that should solve your problem. Our second problem is going to be leaky injector O-rings. They're located on top of the engine, and this is when you'll notice a smell of fuel coming from the engine compartment. Could it be something else? Sure, it could be a fuel line leaking, but that's unlikely because in most cases here, the O-ring, it's just a rubber seal really, will just fail and start leaking a little bit, so you'll get poor fuel economy, obviously a smell of fuel, and once you've diagnosed that that's what it is, all you need to do really is just replace those O-rings and you should be good to go. Our third problem circles back around to suspension, but this time it's the rear shocks that are in question. They tend to leak over time, and that causes the rear end of the vehicle to be bouncier than it should be. If you look at them, you'll see that they're oily on the bottom half, and that's the oil from inside leaking out. That's no good. Not much you can do about it other than to replace them. When you do that, you get a kit from oneauto.com that comes with both left and right shocks. You put those in, and your ride should be restored. Our fourth problem is the transmission in this. And, well, unfortunately, what happens if it's not properly maintained throughout its life is it starts slipping when it tries engaging some of the gears, or even worse, it just flat out goes into neutral, not physically on the shifter, but just internally, it just loses the gear that you're in. And that actually means that it is too late. Usually a fluid change won't fix that. Now, yes, drain the fluid and inspect it, but typically internal damage has occurred, so you would either need to rebuild or replace the transmission to fix that. All right, we're back in the car with our last problem, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, the steering issue that cuts out intermittently. So the steering assist in this vehicle is electronic. It's got a motor that will help you turn left and right a lot easier, but it cuts out intermittently or completely. Now, this could be a software issue, so the dealer would have to check for software updates and maybe that'll solve the problem, but typically the motor goes bad and you'll have to get it replaced in order to solve this issue. The reason it's a safety concern for me is because as you're driving along, maybe you're in the middle of a turn and it cuts out, well, that's going to get a lot harder to turn all of a sudden, and, well, you want to be careful because obviously you're going to have to pull a little bit harder on the steering wheel, so you're going to have to get that addressed as soon as you notice the issue.